Hey you geeks! This week, me, my skirt, and I will tackle the most important question a man can ask. What about dragons? The answer, of course, is there be dragons. Dragons to tame, dragons to ride, but also dragons that cause desolation. These dragons we must slay.
You don't have to go up there.
We're Vikings. It's an occupational hazard.
Following the best guide to dragon hunting, The Hobbit, I have enlisted the help of a fellow YouTuber, Ned from Shenedigans. Together, we will uncover the rules of dragon slaying. The Hobbit provides the perfect bridge between classic fairy tales and modern fantasy. As Neil Gaiman wrote, fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us dragons exist, but because they tell us dragons can be beaten. He attributed that quote to G.K. Chesterton, modern fantasy's great-grandfather. His essay on the ethics of Elfland had a profound effect on Inkling writers Tolkien and Lewis.
Oh, it's just like you wanted. Exactly.
From it come two rules of fantasy that The Hobbit perfects. First, fantasy exists to teach children how to slay dragons. The baby has known the dragon intimately ever since he had an imagination. What the fairy tale provides for him is a St. George to kill the dragon. As an English Catholic, Tolkien knew about St. George, a tale of supernatural dragon slaying. And as a classics professor, he knew about Beowulf, a tale of natural dragon slaying.
You're meant to charge in, sword drawn, banner flying. That's what all the other knights did.
Yeah, right before they burst into flame.
To write The Hobbit, Tolkien drew on these tales to fulfill Chesterton's second law of fantasy. Fantasy reasonably combines the natural and supernatural, making the paradox of reality so simple, a child could understand it. The Hobbit follows these two rules of dragon slaying, confirming that some dragons must be slain and shows the child how. The first rule. Take it away, Ned.
Oh, hi there, Jackie. I didn't see you there. You just caught me at the right time to actually talk about dragons. So, I guess the question truly is, why would you want to slay a dragon? Well, personally, I'd rather have one as a pet, but that's besides the point. There is a saying, I'm off to slay the dragon. And that is something that has actually been said by a lot of people for many, many years. And usually it's used around the aspect of trying to reorient your life around something that's bringing your life chaos and unrest. Dragons literally fit the description of chaos, unrest, and destruction. This is a trait that has been carried around through many, many different legends through all of the years that these legends of dragons have been presented to us. And the earliest story, or at least one of the earliest stories, that really brought these characteristics of the stereotypes of dragons that we have today is in the story of Beowulf. The dragon in Beowulf is described as something evil, something that only comes out at night, vengeful, and a treasure-hoarding creature. The dragon awakens from his slumber when a slave steals a jeweled cup from its lair, only to unleash its fury on the neighboring villages. Which, to be completely honest, I totally get. I mean, I would be incredibly pissed off if someone stole my Lord of the Rings goblet from Burger King. The point here is that dragons have always been viewed as the epitome of evil, and this continues on into other legends, such as that of St. George. In the legend of St. George, the dragon is depicted as something almost worse than that in Beowulf. Where Beowulf's dragon was more a sign of chaotic nature, St. George's dragon is basically looked at as almost pure evil. The dragon is depicted as something that is vile, poisonous, and instead of being a greedy jerk who doesn't like to share his toys, he's simply a monster who likes to eat children, or virgins, depending on the version of the legend you're reading. This creature is one who needs sacrifices to be satisfied, originally starting with sheep, but then moving on to children and virgins, which of course are looked at as the epitome of innocence and goodness. So to literally have something that is eating pure innocence I would argue that's pretty dang evil if you ask me. It was after stories like this that people even started using dragons as another form of the devil. It has even been used in instances with religion, such as the Genesis story, where instead of a snake, people usually imagine it to be a dragon. Because seriously, are you going to be scared of this thing? Or this? Although times have changed for dragons as they are given some more heroic roles, such as in books like Aragon or movies like Dragonheart, dragons are still looked at as the chaotic forces of nature or literal incarnations of evil that they were created to be to this day. Thanks for having me on the show, Jackie. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go feed my dragons. Oh, calm down, Gizmo. I'm here to feed ya.
Thanks, Ned. Good luck with Gizmo. Oof, down Lopin. Moving on. The second rule. Unlike Saphira, Smog is a dragon who deserves to be slain. He, like Beowulf's dragon, destroys everything around him. Though once, as Thorin told them, it had been green and fair. There was little grass, and before long there was neither bush nor tree, only broken and blackened stumps to speak of ones long vanished. They were come to the desolation of the dragon.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Smog didn't just destroy things, he reveled in it.
I kill where I wish, when I wish. My armor is iron.
Such strength can only be beaten by a great hero, like Beowulf or Bard. The great bow twanged. The black arrow sped straight from the string, straight for the hollow by the left breast, where the foreleg was flung wide. In it smote and vanished, barb, shaft, and feather. So fierce was its flight. With a shriek that deafened men, felled trees, and split stone, Smog shot, spouting into the air, turned over, and crashed down from on high in ruin. Although Smog's death was epic, his magic still remained, corrupting the gold within the mountain. The love of that gold brought men, dwarves, elves, and orcs to war. We hear most about Thorin's fall to the gold. Bilbo did not reckon with the power that gold has, upon which a dragon has long brooded, nor with dwarvish hearts. Long hours in the past days Thorin had spent in the treasury, and the lust of it was heavy on him. Dragon magic can only be defeated by something equally supernatural. Friendship.
I used to wonder what friendship could be, until you all shared its magic with me.
And forgiveness. Here, Bilbo excels, wielding magical powers more powerful than Bard's bow. He makes peace with Thorin. Since I leave now all gold and silver, and go where it is of little worth, I wish to part in friendship from you, and I would take back my words and deeds at the gate. If more of us valued food and cheer and song above hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world. Then Bard forgives the dwarves and returns the Arkenstone. The dwarves forgive the elves for imprisoning them, and the elves forgive the dwarves for causing all the trouble to begin with. A large step for a group that imprisoned the dwarves earlier for crashing their picnic. The magic of friendship and forgiveness swept the dragon's curse away from Dale, the mountain, and the lake. From the acts of a small, practical hobbit, Tolkien shows how reasonable magic can change the world. Special thanks to Ned from Shenedigans. If you liked this video, be sure to check out our collab on his channel. Also, please like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more.